35-25. Long pass to Chambers and behind the back.
Did you ever think in your wildest dreams? I guess
KJ to Chambers. Jam!
40 points in the first half for Tom Chambers.
Chambers with 60 points.
Chambers to win the game. He's got it.
Welcome back to Tom Chambers' Greatest Games. In this episode, we go back to the 1987-88 season with the Seattle Supersonics playing the Houston Rockets and a Tom Chambers scoring masterpiece. Coming off of their Cinderella 1987 playoffs run, the Sonics were enjoying a winning record, suffering only one home loss by early January. Facing the Rockets at home for the first time since the Rockets were eliminated there in the 87 playoffs, both teams still had something to prove. With the Rockets' big men struggling to contain him, Chambers would get off to a blistering start, scoring 22 points in the first half and continuing his scoring barrage from all over the court in the second half, including shooting a perfect 15 for 15 at the stripe. In recognition of his new Sonics' career-high 46-point game, Chambers would be named star of the game by the Rockets announcers. So let's go back to January 6, 1988, the Seattle Supersonics versus the Houston Rockets.
Let's go to Jimmy Jones, our public address announcer for the lineups.
Number 43, 6'10", Jim Petersen. The starting center, number 34, 7 feet, Hakeem Olajuwon. Starting in guard, number 11, 6'3", Sleepy Floyd. And number 30, 6'2", Alton Leavell. Seattle Supersonics. Starting at forwards, number 24, 6'10", Captain Tom Chambers. Number 34, 6'7", Xavier McDaniel. Starting at center, number 45, 6'10", Captain Clemon Johnson. The starting guards, number 3, 6'7", Ellis. And number 10, 6'5", McMillan.
And we should have a good one tonight. Olajuwon wins the tip. Leavell goes for the steal on McMillan, and he saves it. Dale Ellis now is an excellent shooter. Mac, you got to watch him all the time away from the ball.
Well, they go to him quite a bit, and anytime you see them set something on the weak side, they want to get the ball to him, swinging from the other side. 12 seconds on that shot clock right away.
Now Leavell will be on Ellis. Sleepy Floyd will be on Nate McMillan.
Well, right now at this switch, I think it's that way, but I don't think that they're going to be that way when the game really gets going.
Chambers on the drive for two. Chambers was in a bit of a scoring funk. McDaniel with a steal on the inbounds pass, and it's 4-0 right away, Seattle. We played about 2 minutes, 15 seconds. The Rockets already with 3 turnovers.
Allen Leavell still playing Ellis down low. Seattle wants to take advantage of that.
Chambers on the turnaround. Good defense by Rodney on McDaniel. Chambers from the outside over Petersen. Now Pete's going to have to get out on Chambers. He's not only an excellent shooter from the outside, but he is a good driver. So you're betwixt and between. McMillan to Chambers. Chambers has been taking the majority of the shots for Seattle, and on Petersen, he's fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot two.
Chambers presents so many problems from that offensive forward spot. He can shoot from the outside, or he can drive you to the basket. Here he made the head fake, got just enough of his body by Pete so that he could draw the foul. He's very dangerous from that forward spot.
It'll be Leavell and short out front with McCray, Petersen, and Joe Barry Carroll for Houston.
Well, with Ellis and Mac McMillan for Seattle at the guard spot against Allen, Leavell, and Purvis short. That gives them a pretty big lineup in there at 6'5" and 6'7".
Chambers, an 82% free throw shooter. He has 10 points already in the first period with 4:36 left to play.
A little better size-wise, but they're still going to try to run the screens anytime they get an opportunity.
There's the match that worries you. Chambers is wearing Petersen out. 12 points for Chambers now as he is driving and shooting.
You might win airfare for 2 to Hawaii if you're right. Fans, get your lotto tickets out. Yours a nice movie.
That's two shooters, eyeball to eyeball.
Chambers on Maxwell. Well, Chambers did a little eye contact that time with McMillan and did the twisting move on Maxwell, went to the bucket, and it worked. Ellis to Chambers are going to their hot man right now. He drives it in, he's fouled. It's a continuation, won't go, but he'll shoot a couple.
So far, Chambers really doesn't care or mind who's playing defense on him. He's made the same move each time. Seattle going to the man until he gets cold. He's on the line, rewarded for that move to the hoop.
In the first game, won by Houston in the Summit this year, Chambers had a terrible game. He admitted 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. He was only 2 of 10 from the field in that first game. They never really got him involved in the action.
Things have gotten off to a great start for him tonight. Remember, he's one of the leaders of this squad, most valuable player last season in the NBA All-Star game, and continued to have a great season.
That was Sam Vincent you saw check in a moment ago. Seattle acquired Vincent from Boston. JB had it stolen that time. Vincent gets it to Lister, to McDaniel. Ellis to Chambers, 7 seconds on the shot clock, down to 6. Looking for McDaniel on the post up with Rodney. Good defense by Rodney Mack, and the ball went in anyway. To McCray, back to Allen again, down to 3 seconds, down to 2. JB Carroll shoots it and misses. An ice cold first quarter for the Houston Rockets, and of course they love it in Seattle. The Sonics 32 and the Rockets 20. Ellis gets the basketball. Quickly to Chambers on the transition game. Seattle beating Houston at every turn. Vincent looking for Chambers. Little turnaround over Maxwell. Boy, I'll tell you, Tom Chambers is a scoring machine. He already has 20 points. And Chambers goes to the bench. A big round of applause from the appreciative fans here. 20 points for Tom Chambers.
Bernie Bickerstaff comes back with Chambers back in the lineup. I think he wanted to rest him until halftime, but he needed a scorer back in there.
He got it. Chambers wide open. He buries it. 22 points for Tom Chambers. 2:30 left to play in the period. Purvis goes for the alley-oop to Hakeem, who turns around over Chambers, and it won't go. Position. Chambers sets, won't pop it. Ellis will for 2. Rodney to Purvis. He's got one man to beat. Dale Ellis had his hands all over him. Purvis passes to Floyd, who doesn't get it off at the buzzer. Well, they did everything but mug. Purvis short. No whistle, and that's the end of the first half of play. As they go to the locker rooms, the Sonics 62, the Rockets 54.
It looked like the Rockets offense was intent on making the long pass from farther out inside to Hakeem and Pete to try to take away that double team, but so far it does not work.
Chambers over Petersen. Oh my. Well, Petersen just is having all kinds of problems tonight, and Bill Fitch is going to call a timeout right away. 10:29 left to play in the third period, and it's the Sonics by 10. McDaniel, Chambers, and a foul is called on Sleepy Floyd. Chambers with 22 points. Ellis tonight, although he's not scoring a lot, McCoy has 8 rebounds, so he's done a good job of snaking in there and helping out on the boards, along with Chambers, McDaniel, and Lister, and Clemon Johnson. So again, the Rockets still hurting a little bit in that area. Rockets trying to hang tough. This has been the quarter that has been very nice to Houston on the road. Chambers got Petersen in the air. Oh, Chambers is really working Petersen over. Chambers inside on Petersen. And Lister on the follow. The Sonics are absolutely destroying the Rockets on the backboard.
Seattle continues to be effective with their defensive pressure.
That time the ball was thrown up in a hurry. Chambers gets it off the jump. Lays it up with a left hand for two. Tom Chambers with 30 points. Oh boy, he is having some kind of game tonight. Xavier McDaniel with Olajuwon right now. Chambers and Purvis short. Chambers from outside. Tom Chambers with 32 points. That's not his high this year. Chambers has a 43-point game as that came against the Boston Celtics. They have had trouble winning on the road. That's why they have that 16-14 record. Chambers 5. And a foul is whistled out front on Purvis short. Tom Chambers averaging only 18 points a game. That's down from his norm of around 22. He had a slow start this season, but he's really come on strong with 20-plus performances in the last 3 games. He has 33 tonight as Maxwell checks into the Houston lineup.
Well, Seattle is so very effective when the big three, Chambers, Ellis, and McDaniel, take about 75% of their shots. And when they score 73% of the points, they generally win the ball game.
Rebounding, Seattle has 9 rebounds out of Lister and McDaniel, 7 from Ellis. Olajuwon with 10 to lead Houston, and then McDaniel the other way. 2 seconds. Vincent can't pull the trigger in time, and that's the end of the third quarter of play. Seattle 86 and Houston 72. Hakeem. Turnaround over Lister. High arching shot for 2. Lister thought he had a hand in Hakeem's face, and he did. Roberts going to have to take it one-on-one. He does. It's short. Won't go. Good defensive possession by Seattle. Here come the Sonics. The X-Man. Well, Bernie Bickerstaff came back in with the big 3. And Seattle scores 6 points in a row. It's back to a 92-82 advantage as Houston calls a timeout. 4:50 left to play. Chambers trying to ice it. A 3-pointer for Tom Chambers. 37 points for Chambers. Tom Chambers trying to put the icing on the old cake right here. What a great night. He had 34 points when the ball left his hand, and now he has 37.
Well, when you're hot, you're hot, and he's a veteran. You see that big C on his jersey there. That's because he's a leader and the captain. And what a night for him.
Allen from 16 puts it up. Nope, won't go. Chambers with a rebound. The Rockets cannot get the key shots to fall tonight. They have really had an opportunity to win this game, believe it or not.
Yes, they have, and Seattle rises to the occasion each time.
Chambers going to go one-on-one with JB.
That's the second personal on JB. Chambers just entirely too quick for all the big men that have tried to play him tonight. And he's right back to the line. Remember, he was the most valuable player in the All-Star game. Didn't make it the first time around, was an alternate, but ended up getting the big trophy.
Had 34 points in that game in the Kingdome right down the street from here. 38 points tonight for Chambers, drafted in the first round by San Diego, the Clippers, in 1981. This is his 7th NBA campaign. Remember, last year he had 38 points in Game 4 of the playoffs against Houston and 37 in Game number 6, the clincher. And tonight he has 39. Rockets still trail by only 10. Olajuwon baseline. He went for the slam. No. McCray puts it up. No. And McDaniel comes away with it. 2 layups missed by Houston. Ellis with one on the other end. Well, that's the way it's been all night long. It's going to be a flagrant foul.
Okay, I saw the 4 go up. Let's see if we can spot the action as Chambers is going to get the shoot on the other end. Here's Hakeem in the bottom of the screen. He and Chambers pushing him in the back. Hakeem comes up with the left elbow, and that's where it happened.
But you've got to keep peace in that lane. There's so many big bodies, and you can't have that elbow throwing going on in pro basketball. It's too dangerous.
It's always so very rough inside, and the officials generally will let the big guys get away with most things, but when you extend the elbow, that stands out, and that's flagrant. You can push on the body and the legs and the chest and everything else, but when you go with the elbow, that's a no-no.
Chambers with a chance now for 41, and he's got it. 41 points for Tom Chambers tonight.
And a technical foul on Hakeem Olajuwon, and he's just been thrown out of the ball game.
Well, he said something to Jake O'Donnell as they were walking to the other end, and that's going to be all for Olajuwon. And he goes to the dressing room with 15 points and 13 rebounds and very frustrated. I don't know what he said, but he got Jake's attention in a hurry. And Chambers will shoot the technical. 42 points for Tom Chambers. It has been a game the Rockets could have won. Even with Chambers, he is just absolutely, that's his season high now. 44 points for Tom Chambers. He has just been unbelievable. Tom Chambers tonight with 44 points and 8 rebounds, and he's just about been unstoppable no matter who's been on it.
Well, when you got the hot hand that way, that's exactly the point. It doesn't really matter who's on you. His teammates have kept giving him the basketball tonight, and he's been a leader right from the beginning.
6 seconds, down to 5 on the shot clock. Chambers is fouled by Rodney McCray.
Down. Chambers finally had to go with the head fake to get a shot off.
Trying to see what his career high is.
Well, he's not only been very hot from the outside, but he's been adapted to this free throw line also.
That is the career high now for Tom Chambers, 46 points. And he picked tonight to do it against the Houston Rockets. 46 points for Tom Chambers. The Sonics 108, the Rockets 93. And it'll be Seattle's ball, so they'll have another chance to get it to Chambers, who has 46. They're trying to get him 50. They won't be able to. They might be able to get him 49 if he shoots a three-pointer, and he'll just hold it. That's the end of the game. The Seattle Supersonics win their 12th game at home in 13 this year, and the Rockets' 3-game road winning streak comes to an end tonight. It was Seattle 110 and the Rockets 95. A big win for Bernie Bickerstaff, and we'll be back with more in just a moment. Chambers tonight, Mac, with 46 points. He was absolutely fantastic.
Well, and he was right from the beginning. He started off that hot and continued. His team went to him late in the game. He really came through for him. The Rockets, normally on a night when Hakeem's off, they can reach and get something. Purvis Short came off the bench, but no additional firepower other than Purvis Short.
Well, tonight's Texaco star of the game, well, there's no vote. It's going to be Tom Chambers, who had 46 points. That's a career high, and he also chipped in with 8 rebounds. For his outstanding performance, we recognize Chambers as our Texaco star of the game. Texaco, you can trust your car to the product with a star. Well, we've seen the Sonics explode before, and the Rockets have usually been beaten a lot.